thought I saw him.
Are you ready? Sir? Oh, yeah, we'll wait on Tim. Yeah, Tim will be right back. I thought I saw John Atkinson there.
You comfortable moving 15 up to right after 8?
Yes, I got
Okay.
it. Yeah, yeah. All right, cool. Okay. It's 6:08 on Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Jacksonville City Council meeting, our regular meeting for this month. We do have a quorum, so I will call us to order. And I will ask John Atkinson, pastor of People's Church and head chaplain for the Jacksonville Police Department, if you'll open us up in an invocation, and along with the pledges, if you'll stand. Brother John.
Would you join me in prayer? Father, we are just grateful for life today. Thank you for giving us life and bringing us here on this beautiful evening. We pray that you'll bless our time together. Lord, we ask your wisdom, Lord, over this council and the leaders of our city, that you would give them guidance as they guide our city. Lord, we continue to lift up all of our emergency services personnel, their families. We thank you for the service they provide to us, and we pray you would continue to keep your hand on each one of them. We ask that you would be with us through this evening, and we give you thanks for all of it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Brother John. If you'll join me in the pledges, first to the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. We'll start out tonight with some special recognitions. Our first is to recognize our sesquicentennial committee. So Dr. Hobson, would you join me up front? Hopkins, what did I call him? Hobson, Hopkins? Well, I wouldn't want to throw you that far under the bus. Thank you for your service. We wanted to recognize the committee members that worked so hard to put on a wonderful celebration for our town. It was Sam Hopkins, Johnny Helm, Dr. Deborah Burkett, Kathleen Stanfield, Charlie Esco, Cassie DeVillier, and Tracy Wallace. And I think maybe all of them are here.
Yeah, you want to have them come up?
Yeah, if you want to come up, we'll give you we got to get these right. Tracy, yeah. Here, you want to pass them out while I... Here. Charlie Esco, there you go. You bet. Kathleen Stanfield, there you go. You got one for you, Sam Hopkins. Oh, man. Getting... Johnny Helm. Johnny's
He didn't make it.
Okay. I bet this is Dr. Deborah Burkett. Dr. Deborah Burkett, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just want to extend our appreciation for all that you did, and I think maybe you might have something you would like to say regarding this.
Yeah, the city manager and I colluded a little bit, and I suggested something, and I think maybe it's come about. Sir, can I defer to you at this moment?
Yeah, it's right there underneath the...
Is
Yep.
the mayor going to do this?
That he'd love to.
Would I love
There might be a snake in there.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. You want to say a few words about this and what it stands for?
The first thing I want to ask is, how many of you were able to attend our homecoming on October the 22nd with that day-long festival right on Commerce Street? A show of hands? Okay, now there are several things you may have noticed. The thing that really got my attention was how many children had come to play and stayed all day. And one of the members of my family who has two girls who were there came to me and said, "That was so much fun, and it was free." There are many memories of that event, and you may know that December the 17th, we buried a time capsule, right, over there at the city park. Put a bunch of things in there to be remembered, and I think we're gonna have a granite marker that's gonna be placed there.
Right.
But I understand there may be something that you have acquired that could help mark that place. And,
It's right there.
well, he and I have had to keep a secret, and I don't keep secrets very well. But this one, y'all come over here just a little bit. I want you to be able to see what we're talking about. Ask me what you think. Tell us what you think about this. And there's two people who are mostly responsible for what happened. And Kathleen Stanfeld and Cassie DeVay. And I'm going to give y'all a chance to comment about this.
When we did the time capsule, Tracy's nephew, great-nephew?
Oh, yes.
Was here. We had trouble with the time capsule. There's a metal top, and they couldn't get all the bolts out, and one didn't work. And so we watched them, and they swung it around, and we put it all in there, and it was fine. But I grabbed him and said, now in 50 years, none of us are going to be here. And people are going to struggle to open this thing, and you have to promise me that you'll be back to tell them to swing the lid open so they don't work all day trying to take the lid off. I believe he's a future mayor. He dedicated himself to being here in 50 years to help him with the time capsule. He's very excited about the responsibility, and I'll probably look at this as a reflection of him from now.
Great. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, we're deeply grateful for you adding this
Oh, yeah,
to the bicentennial time capsule.
you bet.
Every time we ride by and see this, we're gonna be tempted to stop and go over there and touch it, and I did it first.
Well, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Would y'all like to come over here and kind of put your hands down at the bottom of this thing, and touch it, and I think it's bronze, isn't it?
It is.
Get out the photo. On this side.
Over there, man.
I just got a glimpse of how easy this was.
We thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Always. I'd like to say to the city council, thank you all for allowing us to be involved in the celebration. It was something I really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
A lot of information. Thank all of you.
Thank you so
You
much.
bet. Yes. Our second appreciation goes to our Charter Review Committee. The council selected members of this committee to go back and look at our charter. It hadn't been updated in quite some time. It was, our committee consisted of Matt Montgomery, Dwight Pfeiffer, Anthony Williams, Charlvin Doty, Hallie Peoples, John Mark Lester, Letitia Horace, Helen Keller, Robert Haberly, and Ophelia Penn. And these people met once a month for over a year, and they came up with 22 charter amendments that needed to be taken care of this year. We still have a ton of them that we'll have to go back in the 2 years. I think we can only have a charter amendment every 2 years. And of the 22, 21 passed, which was phenomenal. So I just wanted to publicly thank those. If you're here, we've got a certificate of appreciation. If you want to come up and get it now, or Ms. Keller, I know you're here. Anybody else? Haberly and Letitia, Ophelia, Robert Haberly. It's a good-looking jacket.
Great mind.
Helen Keller. Letitia Horace. Is that all of us?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get the other ones to them, so we just want to thank you guys for all you did.
All right, one photo here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we can scoot over. Maybe, maybe, or I'll go.
Between my
Yeah,
sweater
there
kind
you
of
go.
tight.
Yeah, it does, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Oh, cool.
Oh, ho.
This is for Habe. There you go. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You bet.
I started to bring you one when I came out of there.
Do what?
I started to bring you one when I came out of there.
Oh, thank you.
Our third presentation tonight will be made Employer of the Month, presented by JEDCO President Shane Pace. If you'll come and unveil the recipient.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. I will get my microphone to start off as. This month, we are going to honor Chick-fil-A. I have Mary Beth Wade, the owner and operator. Mary Beth, I do not have a bronze plaque for you, but I do have a plaque. That was made by me. Congratulations. If you would mind coming up, if you want to give it. So I'll just say a few words. I had the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with Mary Beth in the Jacksonville Leadership Institute, the City of Horses and that as well. And what I've learned about Mary Beth is that she is extremely dedicated to her people, and she is dedicated to growing them and helping them become future leaders, not only here in Jacksonville, but wherever they travel in this world. She has a heart for service. I've seen that, and you see that in all the things that they do for our community. I look forward to continuing working with you, and I do appreciate the fact that you're not only the owner, but you're the operator. You're in the facility pretty much day in and day out, so if you're ever in there, stop in and say hello to her. But thank you for all you do, and thank you for being part of Jackson.
You bet. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Our next item on the agenda is citizen participation. It's where we set aside some time to hear a concern from a citizen. I don't think we had anybody turn one in. Okay, great. Item number 7 is our consent agenda. If you'll look there, we have 3 items on the consent agenda that require little or no discussion. I'll entertain a motion for those. We have a motion by Councilman Hubert Robinson, second by Councilwoman Mindy Gallick. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Item number 8 is any action out of our executive session, and I would like to make a motion to extend the 380 agreement for Louvet for a period of 2 years, added on to the original agreement.
Accurate.
We have who the motion was made by?
You
Oh, I
said
made
you
it,
would
yeah,
like to make them?
Motion made by Mayor Randy Gorham, seconded by Rob Goen.
I had it written down.
Any discussion? I generally don't do that.
You don't.
That's right. James threw me a curve. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you,
Hearing
James.
none, that motion carries. Before we go any further, I see Sheriff Dixon in the crowd. We really appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir.
You bet. Thank you. We're going to move item 15 next, which, if that's okay with you guys, to discuss and consider with possible action the reappointment of Frank Dobrovani as municipal court judge. Do you have anything you want to say, or?
No,
Not
Mayor,
really? Okay.
This is a council appointment. Mr. Dobaroni, or Judge Dobaroni's been serving since, I believe, about 2019.
Okay.
Or 2020, rather. And this would be his first reappointment for another two-year term. Of course, you visited with him this evening, and he's here tonight, and we appreciate all he does for the city and to support our law enforcement efforts.
You bet. So I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make the motion that we reappoint Frank as our municipal court judge.
We have a motion by Councilman Tim McRae. Second by Mayor Pro Tem Rob Goen. Any questions, discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Thanks for the enlightening discussion we had. We learned a lot from you. So. Thank you. You bet. Item number 9 is a public hearing to hear and receive public input regarding a requested special use permit at 540 El Paso to allow for a bed and breakfast, and then we will discuss and consider the action of an ordinance.
Yes,
background.
Mayor, City Council, I'll provide a little bit of background, and then we can accept any kind of comments we may have. I see the applicant here this evening, which is always helpful.
Right.
But an SUP was first issued at 540 El Paso Street for a bed and breakfast in May of 2019. Unfortunately, the property suffered a structure fire on June 12th of last year of 2022. And per our current ordinances and how they're worded, a property or a structure damaged by more than 50% triggers automatic vacation of any SUPs that may be on the property. So that triggered a vacation of the SUP, meaning expiration of the SUP, and requires that the applicant or the property owner reapply should they desire to reestablish the SUP. So that's what we have before us this evening, is to reestablish a new SUP at 540 El Paso Street for a bed and breakfast. We're unaware of any concerns raised from the neighborhood from its operation from 2019 to the date of the fire. Right. I think it was probably an added benefit to the neighborhood and how the property was maintained and manicured. It will require 4/5 vote of the city council to be approved tonight, and that's as with any SUP, regardless of the planning and zoning's recommendation. And we do have, as defined in the SUP, and this was shared at the planning and zoning meeting on December 20th, that the definition for said bed and breakfast will be for the purpose of this special use permit. The definition of a bed and breakfast means a facility in which one kitchen, a shared dining area, and not more than a total of 5 lodging units are available within a single family residence, providing short-term lodging and food services for paying guests. You see here the zoning map on the screen and the results of the December 2020 Planning and Zoning meeting, which was unanimous approval of the members present. We did have one member present, so recommended approval with a 4-0 vote to reissue the SUP.
Okay. So I will open up a public hearing to hear any comments for or against. I know our applicant's here. Would you like to come speak? You don't have to, but you might want to. Yes.
Happy New Year.
We're excited to report, we were supposed to have the structural engineering report back today, so that's what they promised me yesterday and then today, so I'm just waiting patiently, but they have told me verbally, and I believe they spoke with Jay.
Yes, I've spoken with them.
A short while ago, just to say that we already removed all the portion that was damaged, and so we are good to go to rebuild, so we're just waiting on that report to be turned in to you guys. I'm really excited about the future for the hotel, and we thank you so much for your support.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for me?
No, thank you. Anyone else like to speak in favor of or against at this time? If not, I will close that portion of the public hearing and discuss and consider with possible action an ordinance granting the requested special use permit. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a,
Okay.
and I'll second it.
We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rob Goins, seconded by Councilman Tim McRae. Any discussion or?
My discussion would be that that's a valuable asset for our neighborhood.
Oh, yeah,
For
totally.
the east side.
Sure.
And that the guests that she brought to town and the people that I've met, the people that met inside my business, we're all fabulous people, and I'm so glad and thankful that they're able to move forward with
That's
this
great.
project.
You bet. Very good. If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Our next item is again another public hearing to receive and hear input regarding the requested special use permit at 701 South Main Street to allow for a changeable electronic message board. So, yeah.
Yes, Mayor, City Council. Again, this item went before the Planning and Zoning Commission on December 20th as well. It too received unanimous approval of the members present, 4-0. And it is for a special use permit, as you mentioned, for a changeable electronic message board. These are a sign type that's kind of ever evolving or quickly evolving. The prices are coming down. And so while it may seem a little odd to issue an SUP for a sign, it's a sign type that we're probably going to see more and more of. And as we fine tune and learn more about kind of the future of these style of signs being utilized, we can craft better regulations. But as for now, we're considering them on a case-by-case basis. But I will say that out of the P&Z meeting, they asked for this provision to be contained within the SUP, and that's that each message on a digital display sign shall be displayed for at least 8 seconds, and a change of message shall be accomplished within 2 seconds and must occur simultaneously on the entire sign face. A digital display sign shall not display light of such intensity or brilliance to cause glare or otherwise impair vision of a driver or result in a nuisance to the driver or adjacent property owners. Digital display sign light intensity shall not exceed the standard level of 0.3 foot candles above ambient light level at a distance of 250 feet as recommended by the Outdoor Advertising Association of America. So really what we're trying to do there is make sure that this style of sign, which is typically backlit similar to a TV, doesn't create any kind of impairment to either motorists or the enjoyment of surrounding properties. I know the applicant, Mr. David Peters, is here this evening as well, should you have any questions. But as you'll see on, I think, your slide there, he does plan to install the sign or have the sign installed within kind of the confines of an existing stone monument. So I think it'll look really nice there at the corner of Thompson and South Main.
So we'll open this up for comments for and against. If you'd like to come and speak, that'd be great.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm David Peters. I'm the president of East Texas Sheltering Arms Coalition. We're a nonprofit here in Jacksonville. Excuse me. We've been running a concession trailer feeding in Jacksonville since January 1st of 2019. And at the new location, we plan on having a dining hall and stuff there, feeding. To get to the point of the sign, the digital sign was made available to us, and our intent is to have it be advertisement for people in need, displaying services that are available all around town for all the different nonprofits, both Close Closet, Highway 69 missions, anybody that wants to give us events or agendas, we'll try to make them available at the sign.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Would there be anyone else want to come and speak in favor of or against? Seeing none, I will close that portion of the public hearing. We will then discuss and consider with possible action an ordinance granting that requested special use permit. I showed my age because somebody asked me, where is that location? I said, it's Dr. Taulad's old office. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve that.
Okay. We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rob Goen.
Second.
Second by Councilman Hubert Robinson. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Item number 11 is to discuss and consider with possible action a requested replat of lots 7 and 8, Block A, Lake Springs subdivision into lots 7R and 8R. Mr. James.
Yes, Mayor, City Council, you probably want to turn your attention to either the packet or the screen on this one, but it's an ever so slight change of just a boundary line between two properties. Both property owners are in agreement on this requested change. And again, it's just about an 8-foot piece of the property closest to the lake, just basically an angle changes to get a existing concrete pad fully contained on one of the lots. So it's just really a cleanup. This typically would be handled administratively, however, for two reasons. This is before you tonight, or really one, and that's that these are city-owned lease lots. These lots actually sit outside of the city limits, so they were platted per the county's regulations, but it's before you tonight as they're city-owned lease lots.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the replat.
Have a motion by Councilman Tim McRae, second by Councilwoman Mindy Geller. Any discussion we might need? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Item number 12 is to discuss and consider with possible action approving the purchase of a new ambulance in lieu of a budgeted remount of an existing chassis.
Yes, Mayor, City Council, I know you discussed this item at your workshop on Thursday, but staff is recommending in lieu of a remount, which basically means that they take the cab or the box piece off of the ambulance where maybe a patient would be, off of the old chassis or truck and mount it on a new one, where we're recommending a new purchase. This is really being perpetuated by kind of the parts and vehicle market right now. So the cost of the new ambulance is $244,469 from the same company that was going to do the remount for an amount of $183,710. That leaves us with a difference of about $60,000 or just over. However, the benefit to this is that we'll then be able to sell the existing ambulance as is, and it's kind of like an all-time high market right now to sell operational trucks ready to go with all the chips and the parts and everything. And ours can serve another community well, but it's just time based on us keeping our fleet where we want it to get this replaced. So after we sell our existing ambulance conservatively for $40,000 net proceeds to the city, this increase is only $20,000. The main thing that in my mind this really does that's nice for us is it leaves the current ambulance in operation for about the 8-week period that it would be out for the remount. So we'll keep the current ambulance in operation until we receive the new ambulance, at which time we'll basically undecal our existing ambulance and put it up for sale pending city council approval of that. Also, we get a better warranty with the new ambulance and increased resale value in the future. So I think we'll easily recoup that $20,000 in service to the community and then down the road in sale of the ambulance.
Okay.
What's the mileage on our ambulances when we, how old are they and how many miles do we put on
Yeah, so
them?
this one I believe was purchased in 2019. It has about 65,000 miles on it right now. So we bought, I think, 3 at that same time. What we want to try to do is avoid having to buy 3 at the same time again. So we're trying to take the one that's in the worst shape and get it out of the fleet and start kind of rotating them through.
Did we buy those or did we lease them?
They were lease purchase.
Yeah.
Yep. So purchase agreements,
Yeah.
but financed.
Okay. What's the delivery time frame on a new one?
That's a good question. Chief or Alicia, do you know the delivery time on this?
So Lexi's gonna be available to Fraser at the end of this month, the 1st of February. So once they get the chassis in, then they'll begin the construction of the box and everything. So they're anticipating probably June, early June,
Okay.
possibly late June, early July for the new one for a remount. It would be a matter of whenever we got the other truck down to Houston, and then it would be about.
Is that the one, James?
About
Is that the one we're doing?
Okay.
The second one?
Oh, I don't believe it's that exact one.
Well, we're putting a new engine in that one, that's what I was asking.
Gotcha.
So
No, it's not
I'll
that
entertain a
one.
motion
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
purchase of a new ambulance in lieu of the budgeted remount.
I'll make a motion to approve to buy the new ambulance in lieu of the remount.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Tim McRae,
I'll second.
second by Mayor Pro Tem Rob Goen. Now we can have some discussion.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's
It may point out it's not a Ford, so that way I didn't make a motion about
Any
it.
discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion
Got ahead
carries.
of myself, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Say something.
Item number 13 is to discuss and consider with possible action approving a contract with GLS Architects for design services
sense.
for Phase 1 at the Event Center at the golf course. Mr. James.
Yes, Mayor, City Council. There was some prior action taken related to GLS, and that was done on September 13th of 2022, and that was to award this project to them based on their qualifications. So several vendors submitted their qualifications for consideration. These are professional services, similar to engineers. And so staff is recommending award of a professional services agreement to GLS for the following services, and those to include schematic and actual design, phase of improvements to the Civic Center, the construction document phase, which is generally the bidding documents, the procurement phase, helping us get on subs and our CMAR contractor, and then the construction phase, which is about a 90 to 120 day construction expectation on this. Staff will be in close communication with City Council throughout this process as we're picking different schemes and layouts and some of the things we can do. Of course, our budget, while $600,000 to $750,000 sounds like a lot when you're talking about commercial grade construction and electrical and security systems and things of those nature, this is really just going to be kind of an update, not necessarily an overhaul to the facility. But the facility's in phenomenal structural shape. We did suffer the one fire line break during the recent freeze event, so we're taking care of that via our insurance. But overall, you see that the project cost is about $600 to $750, and that they estimate completion in October of 2023.
Okay.
So,
Very good. I'll entertain a motion. We have a motion by Councilwoman Mindy Gallick.
Second.
Second by Councilman Tim McRae. Any discussion?
Mayor, I do just want to mention
Yes, sir.
that the approval is subject to a couple comments that the counselor has for GLS, so we're just working through those.
Okay. Okay. Very good. We do have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Item number 14 is to discuss and consider with possible action awarding an engineering services contract to Stokes and Associates for project-related services as part of the Texas Community Development Block Grant for identified sanitary sewer projects.
Yes, Mayor, we often talk about how grants and seeking free money takes a lot of effort, and it does. This is our third time to talk about this, and we still haven't even received anything or got anything going. But September 9th of 2022, Council authorized us to proceed or pursue these grants through submittals. At the December meeting, so just last month, we held a public hearing on these projects, and tonight we're seeking council approval of award to Stokes and Associates for the necessary engineering services required for these two potential projects, one being Sycamore Street sewer improvements and the other being the Tremont Street lift station. So again, no guarantee that these projects are coming to fruition yet. We're just teeing them up.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
All right, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rob Goen. Second by Councilman Hubert Robinson. Any discussion?
Motion to approve.
Yeah, we do have a motion to approve.
The
Yes.
award of engineering services to Stokes and Associates.
Very good. All right. Any discussion?
Jeff here.
If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Who was second? Who seconded it?
Thank you, Hubert.
Hubert, yes, sir, Hubert. Yeah, okay. Item number 15 is to discuss and consider, we've already done that one. We moved it. That's the one I made the motion and asked who made the motion. Item 16 is to discuss and consider with possible action approving a new tourism restroom trailer policy.
Yes, Mayor, City Council, the city purchased this restroom trailer as pictured in really late 2019, and we took delivery in early 2020 for a cost of about $90,000. Today's replacement cost will be about $120,000. It's proven to be a really good asset at local events, sesquicentennial events, some of the golf tournaments in town. But there is a cost to operating it, and there's certainly a cost to replacing it, and there was to purchase it as well. And comparable units to rent from private entities cost well more based on the number of the capacity, I'll say, of this trailer. It's rather large, and it does include the drop-down ADA accessible components, so that's something that is difficult to find. So staff is recommending standard fees of $2,000 per day of use with $500 for each additional day and $100 a day use for the attached generator should electric not be available. But for hot fund, because this trailer was purchased with hot funds or hotel occupancy tax funds, for hot fund eligible city and city partnered events, $500 per one day use with an additional $100 per day and $50 for the generator. So that would be to support, Chamber of Commerce events and things of that nature.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion. We can discuss.
I'll make a motion to approve the new restroom trailer policy.
We have a motion to approve by Councilman Tim McRae. Second by Councilwoman Mindy Gallick. Any discussion we might have? So in the event is eligible for hot funding through hotel stays, does that mean they have to have received funding in the past? Or
It would just have to be eligible based on basically the two-part heads and bids test
Okay.
that you have to use to expend those funds.
Okay. Super. I've heard a lot of great comments when we do put it out there.
It's a really nice amenity.
It's a nice trailer.
You bet. If no other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Item number 17, open forum for mayor and council. Anybody have anything they want to talk about?
It's you, Rob.
You got anything, Mayor Pro Tem?
I don't know. I think we've covered it all out of
Okay.
turn.
Councilwoman?
have one thing, and it actually came from a Facebook post on I think it's All Things Lake Jacksonville. There's a resident out by the old concession stand who recently moved to town about a year ago from California. And he has taken it upon himself to be the litter patrol from the concession stand all the way up to College Avenue.
Oh, wow.
And he does this, and if you've driven down Bird Road, it is tremendous, the difference. I mean, the litter, it's gone. I mean, he does it like 2 times a month or whatever. And obviously, and I mean, I'm a little partial to Lakeshore. Helen and Steve do the same thing for Lakeshore. But I mean, it just takes everybody doing just that little bit. I mean, you know, he came to Jacksonville and invested in property, and you know, so anyway, I just wanted to. He goes by California Scott. I'm not going to say his last name, but anyway, I just wanted to thank California
really?
Scott.
Thank you. That's great. Yeah. Anybody else?
Okay, California Helen.
That's great, yeah. Yeah, I've always heard the adage, instead of complaining about the issue, be a part of the solution. You know, and I think that's great. Anybody else?
You keep looking at me like I've
Well, I
said
just
something
thought you
to
might have
and,
something to talk
What have I
about.
brought up with you and I talking that?
Yeah.
Every time, baby.
Okay, we'll go to the next item. All right, if not, city manager's report, Mr. James.
Yeah, just a couple items to kind of recap or let people know are coming. The first is that Saturday, December 17th of last year already, it's crazy to keep saying that, we did have the time capsule burial. As Kathleen alluded to, we had some good laughs over just different aspects of that, but mainly it was just so great to see kids incorporated into that event as well. I think we had students from every elementary school in Jacksonville, along with Mr. Hopkins had a grandson from even out of the city join us that day, but it was special. The kids took turns putting the items in the capsule as the mayor read what they were, so that was nice. I appreciate Daniel's effort in getting that set up for us and our public works team for getting the hole ready and all those things. Do have a new city website, should be released later this week, hopefully actually tomorrow afternoon. It's going to have a lot of the same content, but hopefully presented or outlaid in just a more user-friendly manner for citizens to find answers to questions they have, contact information for people they need to get in touch with, and all those types of things. So we look forward to having that roll out. This coming Monday, January 16th, we'll kick off lake lot auctions again. There remain 5 lots to be sold down just south of the Lake Jacksonville Dam. The auction will run for a period of about 5 to 6 weeks through February 24th. There's been some changes to both kind of the format and the pricing on those lots, so take a look at that information on our city website or on Facebook. They're being auctioned through govdeals.com. If you go to that website and search Jacksonville, you should find them starting on January 16th. And wanted to let everybody know that on Monday, January 16th, the city offices, non-emergency of course, will be closed in observation of Martin Luther King Day. And then ending on kind of a bittersweet note, in memory of Sue Adams. This is a resident that spent a considerable amount of time and investment in both our Citizens Police Academy and at Love's Lookout. So she was a volunteer at Love's Lookout for almost 20 years. Daniel leads our volunteers up there. We have a really stable, close-knit group, and really sad to mark her passing. She definitely made Jacksonville a better place, and so she'll be sadly missed. Funeral services for Miss Adams will be held this Saturday at 11 a.m. at Autry Funeral Home here in Jacksonville.
Okay.
That is all I have.
On the Martin Luther King Day, is there a parade this year? There is?
As long as there is, we're ready, I just don't know what time. I just don't know what time.
Okay.
At 11:30, followed by a program at student union at 12 noon.
Norman Center starting point?
I'm not sure
Tomato Bowl, Norman Center, it's the library.
11:30? Okay,
Tomato Bowl, okay.
okay. 11:30, Saturday morning.
Randy, it's still uphill all the way.
Well, that's true. Hey, are you saying I can't walk up a hill?
No, I didn't realize it was uphill till the
Oh, it
last time
is.
we walked it.
Yeah, no, we did. That's true. Very good.
Mayor, I think you said Saturday, it's actually Monday.
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 Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
Monday.
Monday.
Monday at 11:30. Okay, very good. I encourage any and all to participate. It's a lot of fun. So,
We might need to brush up on the anthem.
yes.
Whew,
Yeah,
that thing's
exactly.
hard to sing.
It is. All right.